Hello students, in this video you are going to learn about the speed control of DC motors. So we have different types of speed control methods to control the speed of the DC motors. So those things we will learn in this video. So first one, speed control of DC motor by flex control method. So using flex control, so we will control the speed of the DC motor. So take the DC shunt motor. So connect the rheostat to the field winding. So in this diagram, you can observe in first figure. This is a figure 1. Figure 1. So in this figure, you can observe the field winding F1 and F1 and F2 represent the field winding of starting end and finishing end. The field winding is connected to the rheostat. Using the rheostat, so we can control the field current. By that we can control the speed of the DC motor. So here so by adjusting the field current, so we can control the speed of the DC motor. So relationship between line current and field current is IL is equal to ISH plus IA. When the field current is increased, armature current will be decreased. Always line current will be constant. The line current is here IL, the field current is here ISH, and this is armature current. When field current is increased, armature current will decrease, so that the speed will be decreased. Here ISH increase, armature current will be decreased, so that speed will be decreased. The speed is always proportional to the armature current. So already we have seen EB, back EMF equation. EB is proportional to pi n. So pi is constant for DC shunt motor. So when IA increases, the speed will be decreased. Here the speed is proportional to EBV pi, V minus IA RA by pi. So pi is constant. When IA increases, the speed will be decreased. Right? So you can observe relationship between speed and ISH in the figure 2. Okay. So we will see the advantages and disadvantages of flex control method. The first one, advantages of flex control method. So it is a smooth and easy control method. It provides relatively smooth and easy control. And second one is speed control above the rated speed is possible. Above the rated speed is possible. And next one, third one is, as this field winding resistance is high, the field current is small. Field resistance is high. The field resistance is high. Field current is small. Hence, power loss in the external resistance is small, very small. Power loss in external resistance is small. So which makes the method is more economical and efficient. So it is economical. So since small rheostat is can use to control the field current. As the field current is small, the size of the rheostat required is small. So these are the advantages. Coming to the disadvantages, the speed control below normal speed is not possible. Below the normal speed is not possible, as flex can be increased only up to its rated value. Speed control is below the normal speed is not possible. That is the one disadvantage. And flex reduces speed is increased, but high speed affects the communication, makes motor operation unstable. So field flex is increased. If field flex is reduced, the speed will be increased. That is the one disadvantage. So there is limit to maximum speed above normal possible by this method. So above normal speed only we can control. Below normal speed is cannot control. So these are the disadvantages of flex control or field control method. And next one is armature voltage method or rheostatic control, armature voltage control method. So in this method we are connecting rheostat to armature winding. So you can see in this figure. So this is the armature of the DC motor. So rheostat is connected in this rheostat connected is. By adjusting the armature rheostat, armature current we can control. So armature current we can increase or we can decrease. By that, voltage of armature voltage VA will increase or decrease. So here armature voltage is proportional to speed. Here armature voltage VA is proportional to speed. So when armature voltage increase, the speed also will be increased. So we can observe in the graph. So VA we have taken x-axis, IN we have taken in y-axis. Armature voltage increases, the speed will increase. So here using this method you can control the speed above normal speed only, above normal speed. Below normal speed is not possible. So now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of this method. So in the electrical machines lab we have practical experiments based on flux control method, armature voltage control method and multiple voltage control methods. These three methods we have three experiments in lab. So where we will do the experiments. The first one, advantages of rheostatic or armature voltage control method. Easy and smooth speed control below normal is possible. The potential lever arrangement rheostat can be used as a starter. So rheostat itself you can use as a starter. So no need of extra starter for this method. And disadvantages, as the entire armature current passes through the external resistance, there is a tremendous power loss. So more power loss using this method. Entire armature current flows through the armature winding. Armature winding will have resist rheostat. That's what. So we will have more power loss in this method. So armature current is more than the field current. Rheostat requirement is large. The armature current is more, no? So that's what rating of armature rheostat is more compared to the influx control method. So speed above rated is not possible by this method, and due to large power loss, this method is expensive, wasteful, and less efficient. This method is expensive. Heat dissipation arrangements is more. So heat dissipation is more in this method, right? So these are the disadvantages of rheostat controller armature voltage control method. Next one, multiple voltage control, applied voltage control or multiple voltage control. Here we are using DPST switch, extra arrangements we are using. So both field winding, armature winding is connected directly to the supply, and based on the switch operation, DPST switch operation, the motor will rotates. So either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So in this method, one more advantage is you can control the speed of the DC shunt motor in both the directions, both the anti-clockwise direction, clockwise direction. You can control. There is a special advantage, special in this method. Okay, but this method is very costly. So this method also having one experiment in your electrical machines lab too. So there we will do the practical experiment. So practical thing how it will rotate in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So using the DPST switch. Okay. So next one will this multiple voltage. So we can control the speed in above normal speed, above rated speed also. That's what this method. So in both the directions we can control the speed. Both the directions we can control the speed. So we will see the advantages and disadvantages of this method. So gives wide range of the speed control. So you can control the speed in above normal speed also, above rated speed also. Speed control in both direction can be achieved very easily, and uniform acceleration can be obtained. Uniform torque, uniform speed will be obtained in this method. Disadvantages are arrangement is expensive. Arrangements are expensive. Provision of various auxiliary equipments are necessary. So we need extra devices like DPST switch, like extra supply for field winding and armature winding, and that's what this arrangement is costly, and overall efficiency is low. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of flux control method and armature voltage control method and multiple voltage control methods. So these three methods are important for your exams. So any one method they will ask in your examination, and next video we will discuss about 3-point and 4-point status for DC motors. Okay, thank you everyone.